Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So, I'd like to talk to you today about Miss Roundhill. I keep getting asked more frequently, is your last name really Roundhill? Because that would be such a coincidence and hilarious. And the answer is, well, no. And there's a reason why I go by Miss Roundhill, and I did not give myself this name. You can thank Oracle. So, Oracle is another high income YouTuber in this space, and he discovered me before I was monetized and before I figured out how to turn my microphone on my laptop so that people could actually hear me. And he decided to do a shout out to his audience for me. And I always thought that his video was hilarious, but what happened was before he had discovered me, he actually had made up a character called Miss Roundhill. And he had actually previously named Miss Roundhill Amy. So when he discovered my video and my thumbnail was a woman, an AI generated woman with white hair, and my name was Amy, he was like, "Oh, this is perfect. Miss Roundhill is real, the real thing." He was very excited. I was excited that he was excited, and I was really happy that he was willing to share my channel with his audience. And for the longest time, he was a pretty active commenter in my section, and he would give me a lot of tips that I have adopted, and he has helped me become a better YouTuber. So I'm really grateful for that. Anyways, I'd like to do an actual reaction video because I find this video to be hilarious, and you'll know why when we get to it.
Welcome to Yield Max TV. Strategies over spreadsheets.
I do like that philosophy, by the way, strategies over spreadsheets. Although I do sometimes fall back to spreadsheets because sometimes it's just the easiest way to organize information in a way that I understand it.
You're not going to believe what I found for you. Now, we know about all the crappy YouTubers here. And I have dug deep to find you the greats. I am bringing you Miss Roundhill. Oh, get ready.
See, and that was the moment Miss Roundhill was born. But apparently he had been talking about Amy Roundhill before this moment. It's just that this is when he discovered me.
The real Miss Roundhill, the woman of bad decisions. Are you ready? You want a snippet? You remember I told you her name was Amy. I brought you hamburger.
So yes, he did also. Watching this video is how I discovered the income architect, Mr. Brad.
Now, you know we're all anti-spreadsheet. I'm going to bring you the greatest YouTuber. I'm going to link her down below.
He called me the greatest YouTuber. I miss those days.
Amy has a channel. Amy bought RDTE. Before I bring you Amy, before you even hear your
Yeah, so he said, "I'm your favorite new YouTuber." So I guess we'll see. So we're gonna skip to 155. Okay. Yeah, I had to stop for commercial break. So he likes Brad, or at least liked him at this time. So
all the dum-dums in this niche, her presentation is a little better.
Which always mystifies me. It mystified me because I mostly just talked into my laptop. I do like the way that Brad does his presentations. I think that a lot of I mean, it takes more work to be on camera and put spreadsheets into and different visualizations so that people understand what you're talking about. I normally do not do this because I am doing this after work when I'm exhausted, and that's an excuse, but it is what it is.
You're gonna like this. Are you ready? Everybody, XDT, RDTE, and bad financial decisions. I prepare you. I bring you Amy. Let's go.
Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions tomorrow. Yes, today, right now. Oh, sure. The one time I mess up my intro and I decide to post it is when I get the biggest shout out. So, yeah, I don't often mess that up and post it, but yes, that was at the beginning. And this shout out was 9 months ago. So, it is interesting to see how I have evolved. Like, I've changed the thumbnail on my YouTube channel, so there's that. RDTE is coming out tomorrow, so we will definitely be making bad financial decisions tomorrow.
I love it.
Buying in on inception date.
Bad financial decisions.
That's a bad idea because nobody else besides Roundhill is doing zero data options. And zero data expiration, Amy. Like, sometimes you just start saying the wrong thing and you don't catch it till afterwards, and I just rolled with it. Who's gonna watch this even, This particular... I had 23 subscribers 9 months ago. Man, we have made good progress over here. Our fund with the small cap has not existed before, so we don't have historical data that says, oh yeah, RDTE is, it does this percent distribution compared to QDTE.
But she's ready.
Does it actually cover between distributions like QDTE? Will you wind up with more money overall when compared to XDTE? So I am not putting in a lot. Actually, a lot, just like from my point of view. I upped my QDTE today to 15 shares total. Then I bought into XDTE at 15 shares, and I will buy probably 5 shares tomorrow, and then I will keep an eye out because today was a big dip. I mean, it was a small dip the size of a big dip. It was a small dip the size of a big dip, okay? This was a scary time 9 months ago. I wound up doing weird things to my portfolio, but I feel like that's kind of a constant state that I'm in. So lots of things happened from then. I've cooled on XCT, RDTE, and QDTE. That one time that XDTE got majorly capped, it just put a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth. But I would get back into these funds at some point when I have more money, and but it just depends, But
I already love her. Over at the retired on dividends and the max convexity and all the schmuck crowd, right? They got their girl. They
all right, pay attention to this because this part is hilarious.
They got the farmer girl, right? With the big forehead that they project.
They got the farmer girl with the big forehead, and I was like, I live on a sheep farm, and, well, I'm not going to say I have a big forehead. This is going to be posted on Friday, the day after I do my big reveal, so please don't say anything if you think I have a big forehead. But this was the moment when I was like, yeah, I don't need to show my face. We're just going to be a nameless YouTube channel. I'm not going to fight being called Miss Roundhill. Because, when you tell the internet you don't want something, that is when they're gonna just double down on it. And you know what? It's really not that bad. I like being Miss Roundhill because the character that Oracle made it's basically just like the cool chick who goes after and talks about the coolest funds that are around. So I don't mind taking on that persona. And I think that every YouTuber has, even if we do shout outs and I mean, everybody here watches basically everybody in this space. So every YouTuber winds up with their own culture with their audience, and you all have been so lovely. And I really appreciate all of you have been around for 9 months or almost 9 months. And I do appreciate everyone who's come over here now with Retire on Dividends. He's been doing a lot of shout outs lately. And I do appreciate that. Well, he never thought I was an AI because I used his referral code to do Robinhood, to open up my Robinhood account. So he's known for forever that I'm not an AI. And honestly, if you want to know my real name, I wasn't very careful in the beginning because I wasn't setting out to be Miss Roundhill. I'm just Amy. And there's some views on Robinhood where they sticky your real name. And like the Midjourney thumbnails I have, I think they have my last name by default on them. So like if you want to do detective work, you can definitely figure out who I am. I'm not being that sneaky. I did talk about this with other YouTubers through Discord when I'd finally got on there. And they're like, yeah, keep your anonymity for as long as you can and the facelessness. And just see, like, when am I going to hit that brick wall where I actually have to reveal myself. But, Yield Max invited me to go to the closing bell ceremony. I'm on national TV, so I guess there's no more hiding. This is the point where I have to, tell you all who I am. Honestly, though, if you want to know my full name, go buy me a coffee. Because I am Miss Roundhill on there, but when you get the confirmation code, it actually has my real name on there. Someone recently emailed me and let me know. So, if you want to do it the lazy way, that would be how you could find me. And then I have social media in my real name. So, it was never a big deal until it became a big deal. And then it became a big deal. And so now it's a big deal. So, I'm glad that we got this out in the open. So, just to recap, Oracle did a big shout out. He had already had a character called Amy Roundhill, but I had happened to use a thumbnail from Midjourney that had a woman with white hair. And the reason why I just coincidentally had that was because I just liked the aesthetic, but it just tied in really well with his narrative, which is probably why his audience thinks I'm AI, because he had already had a character called Amy Roundhill. But my dogs are being noisy and I'm not redoing this. I'm sorry. I'm not that sorry. But anyways, that's what's happening with Miss Roundhill. I think now that you've seen my face, I don't think I'm going to be showing my face very often on this channel. I am more comfortable with it being faceless. I think that I would appreciate it if we could all listen to me for the thoughts that I have and value my expertise based off of what I'm saying and not necessarily what I look like. And so I'm more than happy to continue to make AI photos of random girls with white hair. But maybe as I, close out my failed business and actually pay taxes on it, I will start integrating you all into, like, the real Amy and not just the persona of Miss Roundhill. So, anyways, I guess my question for you for today is, have you ever had a nickname that came out of nowhere and just kind of stuck? And I'd be interested to learn more about that. So I'll talk to you all later. Bye.